Hello, and welcome to Community with me, Melissa Sandfield. Today is September 16th, 2015, and I'm excited to have a very innovative and smart gentleman here in the studio today. He is a party of one. He is a guest of mine and sent to me via my boss, so it's always wonderful to have him send someone wonderful over. So I know he must be good. His name is Joseph Collins. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
And so I know, because
Yes,
I
you
read
do.
about you before,
Okay.
that you are the CEO of two great places. Tell me about those two great places.
Well, we have one company which is URBT Network, and we actually operate our television network from URBT, which is a publicly traded company. Stock symbol is URBT. And then we have Punch TV Studios, which is an amazing company, which I founded and started some years ago. And with Punch TV Studios, we're going to be developing new content. My goal is to shoot and create 100 movies a year for distribution and for use by other for distribution and use by other television stations and networks across the country. And so those are my companies, I guess, that I have, and I'm excited about both companies, actually. Very, very excited.
How did you get started in the realm of television?
I came out of my mom's womb with a TV in my hand. No, no, I don't. I just have always had a gift for television from very early on, from childhood. I loved television. I enjoyed watching television, but the thing that fascinated me the most was how television works. Like, what does it take to bring an idea from a camera and actually put it on the air and broadcast that idea so that people can see your idea and do different things with the idea, and and can be influenced by that idea. And I've wanted to do that since I was a child, very young, very young.
Really?
So, oh yeah, my gosh, yes, oh yes, and I'm good at it. I'm the best there is.
That's good to know.
I am.
Once I'm thinking, when you're born and you say, this is what I want to do, how do you start? What's the process? Because a lot of people say they want to do things and they don't do it, or they don't know how to start. What technique did you use to really get you to where you are today?
Well, actually, I was influenced a lot by a couple of my teachers early on. One of my teachers who gave me my first camera, her name was Barbara Barkemeyer, and she was the drama teacher at Gary High School in Pomona, California. And she gave me my first camera, and I took a course or something at the time in regards to stop animation. And when I got that 8mm camera, and I built a whole city in my backyard, and I made my first stop animation movie, and then I made another stop animation movie, and now they just call it animation, but back then it was stop animation. You had to click the clicker to tell you how many frames, and that's how I learned there's 16 frames in a second, and you just click that frame in order to create motion in
Right.
an inanimate object. So I made a couple stop animation movies, and that really kind of set me on the direction that I wanted to go. And then I got an internship at WVTV in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, back many years ago, and when I was about 16 years old, and that really solidified the direction that I was going to go in my career, and what I wanted to do as far as work for my life.
Right.
Hmm.
And so many people live their lives without actually fulfilling their dream. How does it feel to actually be doing what you really wanted to do?
I have to give credit to my mother, really, for the most part, because my mother was always like, if you want to do something, then do it. Don't just talk about doing it, just actually go do it, whatever it is you want to do. And I always had had this real drive inside of me to really want to do something in the era of television, and it's been there since I was a kid. And I just love what I do. I really love this business. This is, and it is a business in that, but I really love what I do, and I really love being in entertainment, and I really love creating something that doesn't exist.
Oh, I never thought of it that way.
What do you mean?
Creating something that doesn't exist.
Yeah, when you create something, you're creating something that doesn't exist. Just like
Right.
this show, it didn't exist a few minutes ago,
Right.
but now we're creating this show.
Wow.
Before, right?
Good way
And
to
it's just a
think
matter
about
of getting
that.
all the equipment and stuff together so you can create this show that didn't exist, and now it can exist in perpetuity for people to enjoy or be inspired by, or not be inspired by,
Right.
or say, you know, I would do this different, or I would do that, or why did he say this, or why did he say that?
Yes.
And so that's why it's abracadabra.
Right.
You know,
It's magic.
it's no, not magic. You know what the word abracadabra actually means?
No.
I create what I speak. That's what abracadabra is. That's the actual definition of abracadabra.
Really?
I create what I speak, abracadabra. Because I speak it, I create it.
Wow. Okay. Well, since you create what you speak,
I did.
speak to me about your first job in television.
My first job in television,
And how did you get that job, first of all?
well, my very, very, very first job ever, and this is how I knew what I was destined to do. It was given to me by Barbara Barker, my drama teacher, and her husband was, well, in drama, I became a very good thespian and became a very good actor, and I got to be, at the time they gave certification for being great thespian and the kind of thing. So I was so good. Barbara Barker, her husband was a producer, and he invited me to be on a show called The Big Blue Marble, which you probably don't remember that back in the day, but Hal Linden ended up getting the job. But the reason why he got the job was because I went for the audition. My mother says, you've got to get out of here and you've got to get a job. I don't care what you do, you've got to get a job. Now,
Right.
she's thinking McDonald's, Jack in the
Right,
Box, or
right,
whatever.
right.
I said, okay, I'm going down to get a job in television. And so I went to audition for The Big Blue Marble, and I actually got the job. And then there was another one, The Righteous Apple. Now, what happened was my mother had no idea this drive really existed in me to do this, and she was always afraid of television because she always said young people get hurt in television, or you're going to have to sleep with this person in order to get over here, and all those kinds of things. And my mother just really believed that, so obviously she pulled me out of that and whatever. So when I was 16, you know, when you get to be 16-year-old, you're a young man. My mother was a single mother, so of course she sent me to do what? Live with my dad.
Right.
So when I went to live with my dad, and of course he sent me to do what? Live with my great aunt in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And so when I lived with my great aunt, I just decided that I was going to go work in television. And so I got up and I went down to WVTV. And I hung around outside the door until somebody came in to give me a shot. I said, "Listen, I'll work for free. I just want to work here. I don't care what I got to do. I want to work here. I'll sweep the floor." So everybody that would come out of the building, I would be like, "Hey, I got to be in this business. I'll sweep your floors. I'll work for free. I'll empty the trash. I just want to be in this
Wow.
this business. I couldn't sit around." And I don't know how I came to the idea, but I was watching WVTV at home, and I said, "I'm going to go work for that station today."
Wow.
So and after about a week of me hanging out, they put me in their internship program, and I got my first look, and I got a chance to hang out with a guy whose name was J.W. Witt, and he was the CEO of WVTV, and I got a chance to talk to J.W. Witt over the course of this while I was doing my internship, and I just learned so much. And what I also learned is some stuff you just shouldn't say, you know. 'Cause
Right.
I was talking with J.W. Witt one day, and he called, and you know, I would get there early because I was so excited. And you know, when you're the CEO of something, you're usually there early and you stay
Right.
till very late.
Yes.
Typically, in the television business, and I would get there really early, so he would have these conversations with me. And one day he had a conversation with me, and he says, "Do you know how many people want my chair?" I says, no, how many people want your chair? Now, I'm the mind of a 16-year-old, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And he's this older guy. I said, how many people want you know how many people want my chair? I says, no, how many people want my chair? He says, there's a line of people around the block that want this very chair that I sit in. And I said, wow. I said, well, Mr. Witt, when I came this morning, I didn't see nobody.
Ah.
Right? And then he says, and he says, you want my chair, don't you? That's why you're here so early and you stay so late and you're doing all this stuff. You want this chair, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And I just looked at Mr. Witt and I says, no, Mr. Witt, I don't want that chair. I want a chair of my own.
Mm-hmm.
And what the chair represents is the authority and the power that you have in the television and entertainment industry, and that's what that represented. And so I was like, so he fired me the next day, obviously, but it didn't stop my enthusiasm for what I wanted to do and being in television.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he fired you because of that statement?
Yeah, I mean, it was that statement. I should have kept my mouth shut and just not say anything, you know, sometimes. But he asked the question, and that was my answer, you know. So those were my first forays into television. I did the business news at WVTV every day. I was the youngest person to do the business, to be on television at that time. And for an African American at that time to be on television was really something. It was not like today where there's a lot of us now who can be in media and do these types of things. But at the time, for an African American, just to be on television every day was a really big thing, especially in a place like Milwaukee. If you knew about Waukesha and you knew about the stuff that happened in those types of counties. So that was my first, you know, real experiences in there in television.
Wow. Okay, hold on. We're going to take a quick break. Oh my God, perfect timing. I'm so good. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back with Mr. Joseph Collins.
Are you a diabetic? Need some energy? Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink is the healthiest, best-tasting energy drink around. For more information and online ordering with free shipping, please visit hiphopbev.com. Remember, Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, suitable for diabetics, great for everyone.
I am back with Mr. Joseph Collins. He is the CEO of Punch TV and URBT. What does URBT stand for?
Urban Television Network.
Urban Television Network. Okay.
But the acronyms are URBT. And what I did was I took our stock symbol. When I took over the company, I took the stock symbol and made the stock symbol the name of the company.
Oh, wow.
So then people, you get URBT. Well, what's this URBT? They go and they pull up if you Google URBT, you'll pull up all of our stock information and everything like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering, I've read about you, but give us a little bit on your background. Like, if there was no internet, and I had to read something about Joseph Collins, what would it say? Give me a brief, this is me. Like, if you could write your own story about yourself, what would you say?
Wow, I gotta learn how to answer that question. If I could write the story, one thing about me is that I'm driven, and I know that I have to compete at the levels, and I'm willing to step up to the levels that are necessary to compete at this level. So, for instance, when we're a publicly traded, URBT Network is a publicly traded company, and Punch TV Studios is soon to be a publicly traded company. So there are very few publicly traded companies that are controlled by African Americans in America, period. And to be able to step up and compete at that level that it takes to compete, to be able to learn and to matriculate and to be able to file those papers and be able to answer the tough questions from stockholders and be able to grow a company in the manner that we have to grow and be able to set a pace that meets not only the demands of the company, but to set a pace that meets the demands of people that are buying our stock. I would say that if I had to write my own story, my story would be that is one of the most competitive and one of the most driven people that anyone would want to meet and run into. And I've proven to be resilient because there have been some very tough times that we've had in our company. And I've been very resilient even through the very, very, very tough times. Wow. So that's what I would say. I think he's competitive, he's resilient, and I'm going to make it happen no matter what.
Right.
In that way. Yeah.
Well, that sounds good. I mean, we can't expect anyone to speak higher of us than we do of ourselves.
Yeah. I love myself. I like myself. I like every part about me. I just like myself.
I've never had anyone kiss themselves.
You got to like yourself. I like myself.
There's a first for everything. Wonderful,
I like
wonderful.
myself. God blessed me to be me, and I'm so happy with what God blessed me with. You understand?
Good.
So I like myself. I'm glad there's only one of me. I don't think the world is ready for two.
I don't think so either. I want to know also who inspired you growing up, and then who inspires you now? Like, who would you look up to now, and who did you look up to before?
Who inspired me growing up was obviously my mother. My mother was a very unique kind of woman. So my mother, when we would go to bed at night, she would make us listen to classical music. She would make us listen to people like Brian Tracy and Zig Ziglar, and Earl Nightingale would lead the field. We would listen to all these tapes and things at night, so that she wanted to develop us so that we wouldn't just be kids that were, you may be born in poverty, but you won't be one of those kids that have to stay in poverty unless you decide that's where you want to live. Right. So my mother would always expose us to different types of things that really instilled a different look. So I was able to, and my brothers, my sister and I, we were able to see things from a different perspective. And so we could choose where we want to land, and we could choose where we wanted to go in our life. And when we listen to those tapes, and those are motivational tapes if people don't know, and you listen to those tapes and you feed those tapes to your children over and over, parts of those tapes go into their spirit, and they kind of internalize the stuff into their spirit. And I would say my mother really poured a lot into my spirit that I use and take with me today.
Wow.
I'm Betty Collins' oldest son. So I take that with me today, and I use that on an every day. The person that inspires me the most now is myself. I'm inspired by me because I don't have the things that I do, I don't really have a mentor that I'm looking up to right now. I have goals now that I want to achieve. I have things that I want to accomplish. I have, like right now, my goal is to take my company now and in a few years buy Time Warner. So I'm not in awe of Stephen Ross, who was one of the great CEOs of Time Warner, or Richard Parson, who was one of the great, because right now that's my goal, that's what I'm after. And it might take me $44 billion to buy that company, but I feel like what we're doing with Punch TV Studios and with URBT will position us to buy Time Warner. So I'm inspired by myself, and I'm inspired by my own dreams and the things that I think about, and that's what's inspiring. I don't have a person, particularly at this point in my life. As I grew up, there were people that I looked to, such as Ted Turner, but now I'm trying to buy Ted Turner's company, or a John Malone over at Liberty Cable, Liberty Media, or those kinds of people like that. But now there's no one particular person that I could say inspires me to do anything. The inspiration comes from God, and God has planted that inspiration inside of me, and now I'm going after the things that God says I can have.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, he said you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.
Oh, we're about to segue into Sunday, Gospel Sunday at RMC here. Oh my goodness.
I believe it. I believe it.
That's good stuff. Where do you see Punch TV going? You talked about it. You touched on it a little bit before, but what's the future for Punch TV?
I brought something here which I'm going to show you first. I don't know if you guys can see this right here, but this here is an offering circular. This is the circular with a couple of amendments that we're going to make over the next couple days.
Let me see it.
You want to see that?
I've never had one of these in my hands.
No,
before.
That's the circular that we're going to file with the Securities Exchange Commission between Friday or Monday at the very latest, so that Punch TV Studios will be able to raise $50 million. And after we get our approval from the SEC, and I presume we will, Punch TV Studios will be a publicly traded company, and people will be able to buy stock in our company at $1 a share. So I'm really excited about that. And if you can just take a listen to what I said right now, where we intend to take Punch TV Studios and buy Time Warner, you'll see where I'm trying to go with our company, where I'm going with our company.
Wow. So how long do you think that would take? It just depends, right?
To raise $50 million? I want to get it done in 4 months.
What?
Yeah, I want to get it done in 4 months. So for people, someone like me who may know a little bit about the stocks, yeah,
I have a question that might be a good question. If you buy at $1 a share and then you raise $50 million, how much is your dollar share worth?
That's all depends on the market and the factors. It depends on what you set your sales price at for your stock. You could set your sales price that you could say, hey, I want to set my sales price at $25 or $30 a share, and I'm not going to sell my stock until it hits $20 or $35 a share. So that all depends. And so if everybody that bought our stock set their sales price at, let's say, $100 a share, and nobody would sell their stock under $100 a share, that would make everybody's stock worth $100 per share.
Okay.
So if you invested, for instance, $100, and you would get 100 shares, and then it was available at $100 a share, you could then do the math, and you make $10,000 off of a $100 investment. But those things are all determined by the markets and what people believe in, and if people really think that we have a chance to really be a special company that can grow.
Right.
And I'm hoping that when people look at us, they could see us as the next Apple computer in terms of the dynamic that made that company so great, or the next Google in terms of the dynamic that made that company so great.
So at $1 per share, to raise $50 million, what is the dream for that $50 million? Do you know what I mean?
Well, the $50 million is just going to be enough money for us to hire the right staff. I intend to turn out 100 movies. We're going to invest in some independent producers and produce possibly $150,000 movies. We're going to set our infrastructure in place. We're developing the Punch TV Studios media complex, which is going to be a phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal place where people are going to be. We've already hired Bastian Associates to develop to design the complex for us, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. And this is going to just lay the infrastructure for that, so that we'll be in a position to really compete with some of the bigger companies and really position the company where we could generate roughly. My goal right now is to generate roughly $1 billion a year in revenue over the next 3 years.
Wow.
That's my goal.
Big dreams. I love big dreams.
Yeah. See, this is it right here. This is it. This is what $50 million looks like before it becomes real. It's a 72-page report, actually.
Wow.
So that's an amazing document. That's an amazing document. And so I'm sharing it with you first.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've never. Well, actually, I remember when eBay went public.
Oh.
And they were going for $10 a share.
Wow.
Their initial stock offering.
Did you buy in?
No. I remember I was on the 91 freeway and I was like, God, I should buy some stock in eBay. I really think it's going to be big. and then it just grew and grew and grew and started to split. And I'm like, oh my God, it's one of those things where you're like,
Yeah, it's
what
like
was
that.
I thinking? Because I kept hearing about it. I kept hearing about eBay. So I think at $1 a share, my goodness, you can buy a whole bunch of shares, and that makes it easier for you to get to your goal, right?
Well, people are going to buy our stock. I don't even doubt it. I mean, I've already been talking with investment banking companies, but my goal is I want to empower the community. I want the community to own Punch TV Studios. That's my goal. I mean, I've already, even today, I've already positioned investment bankers in position so that if the community doesn't come through, we still get our $50 million in capital. I did that actually today. But my goal is to my goal is to empower our community to say, hey, listen, this is an IPO that you get to be a part of, and we're going to do some great things with this little money.
How do we buy the stock for people who don't know?
You'll be able to just contact our office, and I will walk you through the process after we have our effective date from the SEC. Right now, we're filing with the SEC on Monday. Between now and Monday, we will file with the SEC, and then after that, we'll have an effective date. Once our effective date, that's when you got to get the stock. You got to get it when the effective date hits, because what happens is a lot of the bigger guys, they'll come in and swipe up huge blocks of the stock, and then when you get it, it's already $20.
Well, I keep telling you I have a check.
Okay. I want to take your check, but they won't let me yet.
Oh, okay.
But I will call you when that's ready, and I will take your check, and we will get your stock certificate, and we will get you going for sure.
Okay, sounds good. All right, we're going to take a quick little break, and then we're going to come back, talk a little bit more about Punch TV and URBT, and we'll be right back.
Are you a diabetic? Need some energy? Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink is the healthiest, best-tasting energy drink around. For more information and online ordering with free shipping, please visit hiphopbev.com. Remember, Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, suitable for diabetics, great for everyone.
And we are back. I have one guest. He is a dynamic guest, and he's going to take up the whole entire time. He has so much going on. It's a joy to have him here today. It is Joseph Collins.
Thank you.
Yes. All the buzz in the next week is going to be on Punch TV Studios.
That's correct. Well,
I
hopefully
believe
for
you're
the
going
next
to
month.
create a lot of
Jobs, yes.
And you're going to create something new to look forward to. I think in this day and time, we don't have a lot to look forward to. A lot of people don't. And generating something like this, like you say, that can be owned by the people in our community would be a phenomenal thing.
I think it's going to be excellent. I'm really excited. I pulled up a picture of one of the preliminary designs just to show you this is what we're going to build, and this is going to allow us to build a few phases of this.
Wow.
And that's the Punch TV Studios there. That's just something just for you to take a look at.
Where will it be located?
I don't know yet. We're going to see what city or state gives us the best tax incentives to build, because it's a huge project.
Texas gives
We're thinking about
0.
Texas.
And
We're thinking about
Arizona?
Texas.
Arizona?
We're thinking about Texas and Nevada.
And New York.
I don't know if New York, it gets
do
cold
it.
in New York, so you kind of get shut down. And
Yeah, that's
production,
true.
you know.
So what type of movies will you do?
I want to do all kinds of movies. I want to do all kinds of movies that kind of inspire people and that kind of, to give people. My goal is to tell stories that ordinarily would never be told.
Right.
So I want to reach into our community and really pull out these stories and really begin to tell stories about these, make movies about people's stories and put them out there so that those stories can live forever. One thing's for sure is that a movie is going to live for years and years and years. A movie sometimes outlives the life of the subjects of the movie sometimes. So we want to get those movies told. We want to get those stories told. We want to make a difference in the way that one of the things that I hate in America and growing up as an African American male in America, the perspective is that African Americans are all gangbangers, or just because you're wearing your pants and you're baggy that you're a thug, and that's not the case. And so we need to be able to control media and be able to tell our own stories and get our own stories out there so that we can tell the stories from our perspective of what we want to tell, and not just from the perspective of the way mass media makes the typical African American man look.
Right. Because I watched a movie the other day, and I'm not even gonna say which movie it was, but I was like,
Tell me.
that wouldn't happen in real life.
Yeah, no.
The Perfect Guy.
Oh, The Perfect Guy.
And I was like,
You mean
wouldn't happen.
is that the movie where the black guy is kind of violent or something towards a sister? Yeah, we know that ain't too much gonna happen. Not too
Well,
much,
it's she meets this guy and he seems perfect, and she had this other guy who was just like, okay, but he didn't want to marry her. He didn't want to do anything, so she sort of moved on. And then she meets this guy. She cut it off with this one guy, but this guy was just like a nightmare. Like, he clinged on. He just seemed like the perfect guy.
Wow.
But certain parts of the movie, I was like, Hollywood, because it just wouldn't happen that way. Like, it really wouldn't go down that way. Some of the things, but it was a really good movie. I really did enjoy it. But I sometimes see movies and then they portray us, African Americans, as being a certain way. Like you say, that's not really how it is. True. So you wonder who's telling the folks, like, this is how we act, or this is how they act, when you need someone that is living it and breathing it.
There's so many good stories to tell, though. I mean, you got people like Aretha Franklin's father, who was an amazing story. Aretha Franklin is an icon herself, but her father was a major guy, C.L. Franklin. And C.L. Franklin really helped shape a lot of Baptist churches in from the way that he preached. A lot of people wanted to be like C.L. Franklin. You have like Colin Powell. There's not a movie about Colin Powell. There's no Colin Powell story to see where this man came from.
Right.
I mean, we get the typical Martin Luther King Jr. movie. I'm not knocking it, but I'm saying there's so many other subject matters to deal with than that. And I think that those stories are inspiring.
And
those are inspiring and very important to history and very important to the way that we look at African Americans in America.
Right.
Because we can shape our own future.
We can.
Yeah. And
we can even have superheroes.
Yeah, we can. I mean, who did the latest superhero? Was he's an associate of mine too. I can't think of it. The comedian did the superhero movie. It didn't go over too well, but we could create whatever we want to create. Yeah, definitely.
That's a good way to look at it. So where do you see media in like 5 years? Where do you see us going with media?
I certainly see Punch TV Studios having influence on media overall in the next 5 years. I certainly see that. I think that media certainly is going to move more online as you see it going to, and I think there's going to be this marriage of online and over-the-top TV and terrestrial television kind of all coming together. And I think that more and more, and we're already doing it, are going to embrace the ideal of TV everywhere concept, because people want to watch TV when they want to watch. They want to binge television. A lot of people watch binge shows. They'll put on a show and watch every episode,
Is that what that's called?
It's called binge television.
Oh, my God, I've been doing that. I'm a victim of that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I do that.
Me too.
Yeah, I DVR it all, and then it's like,
okay,
if
Saturday.
If it's one of those shows where I can't wait until the next week, I'll just suck it up.
Yeah.
I'll go into like sleeper mode, and then I'll wait until like 4 or 5 shows pile up, and then I'll watch them.
Then you watch them all.
Yeah, because I just can't wait. But you know what I noticed a lot is a lot of reality television, and I'm wondering if there aren't as many writers in Hollywood, or I'm not understanding what's going on because I see a lot of reality TV, but I enjoy sitcoms. Like I sometimes watch Modern Family. I like that. And then they had a couple of shows that were being filmed at your studios, right? That were
Yeah, yes.
written by people where you can interact and you had audiences. We don't even really have audiences anymore, do we, for the sitcoms, the ones that are being filmed?
I see it from both point of views. I can see it from a public's point of view. It's like, why is there so many reality shows? And I can also see it from a production point of view because you're putting out capital and you want that capital to come back as quickly as it possibly can. And so reality shows tend to be cheaper than scripted shows. They tend to be cheaper than movies. And when you're taking a risk and you don't know what a company's budget is, and they tend to bring in high revenues. So if you can get something done for less and still generate higher revenues than to spend out a lot of capital on a particular series and still get the same revenue, you would probably going to go for the cheaper show to get the higher revenue than to do it for the other. But I think that there are a lot of scripted shows and a lot of sitcoms that are waiting to be told, and I certainly hope that we get a chance to tell some of those, get a chance to produce some of those shows at Punch TV Studios. However, at the same time, our new slate, we've got 4 reality shows that we're preparing to turn out. Just some amazing stuff, yeah. Just some really amazing stuff. So I embrace reality because of the cost. I could spend less money, still generate the same amount in licensing fees or in advertising fees from wherever it is.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. I understand it.
All right. So $50 million IPO is coming for Punch TV Studios Inc. I'm going to hold it like a little baby, and we're going to hope that it grows up to be a nice, rich man.
Just throw it up and make it rain.
Throw it up and make it rain. Yeah, $50 million. Can you imagine? That would fill up this whole entire studio.
No, it's just enough to get started.
Just enough to get started.
I want to buy Time Warner, so it's just enough to get started.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to buy Time Warner.
Is it for sale?
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
They're a publicly traded company, and one of the things with publicly traded companies, if you can go in and buy up the float, you can control the company. You can literally get the company's bank account and everything like that.
Wow.
And to me,
I'm learning.
Yeah. They're a publicly traded company, and no one person has all of the, has absolute control over that company. So for the right bidder, I'm sure they'll sell it.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure they'll sell it.
Well,
so $50 million is just a start. They call this seed capital. This is under a program that Barack Obama started, and I'm so thankful to him for this right now. And under this particular program, they allow companies such as myself to seed capital and use that seed capital to create jobs and do great things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if we had to say that we were going to recap this show, what would we say? I'll say one thing and then you say one thing.
Okay.
I'll say
tomato. No, just kidding.
no. I'll say Joseph Collins is
Okay.
the CEO of Punch TV and URBT.
Correct.
And you would say something.
I would say become a stockholder.
And I would say, then I would pose a question. When and how and where will we know when the stock goes public? That's a really important question.
Now, URBT is already a public company.
Okay.
Our stock is up over 450% this year. Since I took over URBT in October. The stock price is up tremendously. It's doing really, really well. Even though right now it's considered a penny stock, but you can make great money with penny stocks. People don't really realize that you can really make great money with penny stocks. So our URBT, all you have to do is set up an account or with like Options Express or E-Trade or something like that, and you can buy URBT. You can get a lot of shares right now for about $100. You can get quite a few shares for about $100. now. You can do that now. You can sign up tonight and get your whole thing set up in a couple days. You can actually buy that particular company, which is going to be the broadcasting company for Punch TV Studios. You can buy that now, and we have a lot of stockholders who own that stock now. I have about 874 stockholders right now in URBT.
Okay.
So, and people are buying more and more every day, and that's an interesting paradigm with that company, which I'd love to share with you. I can't do it on air, but there's an interesting paradigm behind that, and I believe that that's a company that's going to really, really take off, and I'm excited about URBT. With Punch TV Studios, you would have to go to our website at punchtvstudios.com and simply sign up, and then we have a sign up on page there, so that when we're ready and we have our effective day, we're going to call those persons who signed up on our website first so that they can buy their shares right away because they took the effort to sign up.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Is that out of time?
No, I have actually a few.
Oh, cool. All right, we got more. I can do this.
I have a few community events that we're going to talk about.
Okay.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk about some community events, and then we're going to wrap it up. We'll be right back.
Are you a diabetic? Need some energy? Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink is the healthiest, best-tasting energy drink around. For more information and online ordering with free shipping, please visit hiphopbev.com. Remember, Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, suitable for diabetics, great for everyone.
We're back. Joseph and I are going to have some fun reading some events that are going on around our city. Okay. We have a lot of great things going on. You know what I like, Joseph? I like chili cook-offs.
You do?
I do. And I've never been to one, but I've always tried to Google them, and they're always going on dates when I just can't go. So I know there was one in Temecula. Sometimes they have them in Westchester. But chili cook-offs, I like chili cook-offs. So Google chili cook-off, Google anything you like, and there's a meetup group for that. There's something you can do. But we're going to read you some community events for the end of this show, which is what I usually do.
Okay.
All right. You can go first. You can do your first one.
So we're going to go to the Brea Downtown Jazz Festival. I like jazz. You like jazz?
Good, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like really good. That's on Friday, September 18th at 5 p.m. I guess it's going on through Sunday, September 20th at 9 p.m. And that's at Brea Boulevard and Birch Street in Brea, California. Brea is a good city, and I guess if you want to talk to somebody over there about that, you can call 714-674-0801.
Cool. That's a good one.
Is that right?
And then I have
you want to get together and take somebody with you. Celebrity
Red Carpet Safety Event 2015. This is Saturday, September 19th at 1 p.m. and it ends at 4 p.m. It's at 2701 North Sepulveda Boulevard in LA. So it's a safety event. They're going to talk to you all about different things that you can do in your home, smoke detectors, safety for your children, things like that. So it sounds like it's a free event. They haven't mentioned anything about money. In fact, I'm wrong. It's $10 to $335. I wonder, is that a typo? But it's a safety event, and it is a charity event, so maybe that's why the tickets are a little bit pricey. But we want to make sure we support our local charities. Okay, Joseph, your turn.
All right, so you got me on the spot here. So we're going to do, there's a Doggy Street Festival. You like dogs?
I like dogs.
Really? Like big dogs or little dogs?
Little dogs.
I like big dogs. And so this is a Doggy Street Festival in Los Angeles. And it says, don't miss the ultimate dog lovers fun, family, friends celebration. So I guess you can bring your dogs out to the celebration.
Right.
You can bring all the dogs out to celebration. And it's at 1350 South Sepulveda Boulevard in Los Angeles. And the folks' phone number over there is 310-473-3610. And I guess you would ask for Jennifer. She goes by the sub name of J Dog.
J Dog.
J Dog.
How
Okay, a
befitting.
Jennifer named J Dog. Yes.
Jennifer.
You don't have too many women claiming J Dogs.
Oh, I have one about food. I love food. So
Really?
Saturday, September 19th,
What they serving?
1 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. It's the LA Cider Fest. They're
Cider.
going to journey through the wonderful world of cider. It's America's most storied adult beverage. Over 50 artisan food and beverage products or producers will come together, offering well over 100 selections to celebrate local craft beverages. That's going to be good.
That's gonna be good.
5300 Melrose Avenue in LA. The number for that event is 888-960-3456. And it's between $22 to $85.
Wow. So there's a Long Beach Fitness Festival.
Oh, that sounds like
I won't be
fun.
going to that. That sounds like we're going to go down there and work out. And I guess the tickets are $0 to $15. And it says the legendary competitor is gaining in a reputation in creative events that test individuals who want to reach for higher fitness goals.
Wow, that's
a
me.
certain kind of person. Oh, well, you. Okay, there you go. So it's going to be at the Marina Green at 386 East Shoreline Drive in Long Beach, California. And submitted by, I don't know how to say her name. I want to say Cortina, but I don't know. But anyway, just go out there and get your fitness on. And it's at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. Or you can go out there and get your workout on. 8 a.m. Saturday morning.
This sounds like so much fun. I've never seen it. Maybe I've heard of it, maybe not. It's the LA Epic Club Crawl from Saturday the 19th to Sunday the 20th at 2 a.m. It starts at 8 p.m. That sounds like a lot of fun. LA Epic Club Crawl. It's in LA. It says, join us as we go to 5 Hollywood night spots, 5 drink spots. You're going to get 5 VIP entries, pizza, party games, all in one epic crawl. What they're going to do is you're going to meet, you can go with friends, and you're looking for a good time. They're going to take you around. You're going to have a host. It's going to be you and 200 people that are going to have the time of your life in Hollywood, and you're going to go to all these different clubs. I'm going to put this one to the side. I might have to check that out, but I'm getting old, so I get sleepy about 11 o'clock at night nowadays. So I don't know. The club crawl might be a club sleep for me.
Yeah.
But that sounds like fun.
It
So
does,
look that
it
up.
does.
LA
It looks
Club
like you're
Crawl.
gonna get messed up too. You're
You're
gonna
right.
get 5 drinks, 5
drinks,
clubs.
and at least you're not driving. So
No, I guess you got to drive home, but.
right.
So guess what Friday is here?
What is it?
Friday is National Cheeseburger Day.
Is it?
I didn't know cheeseburgers had a national day. Did you know cheeseburgers
No.
had a national day? Well, according to this, there's a National Cheeseburger Day. And so the Habit truck will be parked in Orange County at the Orange County Register at 625 North Grand in Santa Ana, California, to celebrate National Cheeseburger Day.
Wow.
I should have a holiday.
That sounds like fun. I'm going to give you 2 more.
I got to get 2 more.
Because I have 2
That
more.
was the last one for me.
Okay, it was? You're
yeah,
done?
that was my last one, but I'm going to do this one.
Okay, and then I'll do the last 3.
Okay, you're going to do the last 3? Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. So, I like Hot Wheels.
Okay, I
So
figured
this
you
is
would.
a Hot Wheel kind of thing. I
Yes.
love cars. Most guys like cars. So Hot Wheels are hot. Hot Wheels are hot. So they're doing at the Discovery Cube in Orange County, they're having Hot Wheels Day. You can race your Hot Wheels against other competitors and a chance to win. I don't know what you're going to win, but anyway, they're charging you $12.95 to
that
race your
sounds
Hot
good.
Wheel cars against other. And it's at 2500 North Main Street in Santa Ana, California. And so that sounds like a lot of fun. I think I would go to something like that.
Okay, well, that sounds good. And if we have something here for the children, then we'd like to share that. Let's get curious with Curious George, Saturday, September 19th,
I like
10
Curious
a.m., 11800 Foothill Boulevard. The number to contact the folks for the Curious George event is 818-686-2823, and it's between $0 to $10. So Maybe it's just $10 and children under 5 are free or something like that. That's usually how it goes. But it's going to be a big exhibit, a lot of educational things for our children. I have here. Next, we're going to move on to Let's Make a Deal free taping, Wednesday, September 9th.
Let's make a deal.
All the way up to October 7th. They film at 9 a.m. and then I guess it goes all the way to 5:30 p.m. at the Raleigh Studios, 5300 Melrose Avenue, and it's completely free. So if you've ever been to a game show or anything like that, you have a great chance to get picked for Let's Make a Deal if you dress up. It's always a lot of
Don't
fun.
they call audience members and stuff?
Audience
right?
members,
So
they call you, so it's audience
so you get
participation.
a chance to win that car. Or
Win
something
the
like
car.
that.
Yeah, I actually had a friend that won a car on Let's Make a Deal.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, she has it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice,
it was really
nice.
good. It wasn't that long ago either.
What?
I guess the last thing I'm going to talk about is a place that I'm very, very familiar with. It is the 3rd annual Long Beach Ronald McDonald House Car Show. Yay!
Oh, wow, that's nice.
It's Friday at 9 a.m. I may go to this till 3 p.m. It's going to be at the house in Long Beach, and the address is 190 North Marina Drive in Long Beach. The number is 562-493-1100. This event is free to the public. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to be able to go and get a tour of the house and see the house and all the great things that the Los Angeles, I always say Los Angeles because that's my house that I volunteer, but the Long Beach Ronald McDonald House
you
does.
volunteer at Ronald
I
McDonald?
volunteer at the Ronald McDonald House. I've been a volunteer for 5 years.
Wow.
And
What
last
inspired
month,
that?
I went for the walk in April and I was hooked.
Oh.
But I did go to this particular house and I did a meal of love. So all of the houses do
They
meals
feed
of
you?
love. They feed the families that are living there.
Oh, the families that are living there.
They're living there. So you get a group together and you take a meal. Like I'm in the Red Hat Society, so we took
Red
a
meals.
meal. No, we didn't take red meals. We just took meals to the families. And I was at the Orange County Ronald McDonald House yesterday. They were getting some work done, and one of the contractors cut through a pipe and flooded the whole entire house, the OC house. So they're getting a makeover. I mean, it was like turning making lemonade out of a lemon, because they had a great opportunity to get their whole house pretty much redone because everything was flooded, which it was bad, but it turned out to be something good. So I support the Ronald McDonald House, all of them, all 358 of them that are around the world in 58 countries. And it would be great to go to the car show on Friday. I might go check that out.
Yeah, the car show sounds like a lot of fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
The Hot Wheel thing sounds like a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, a lot of great events. You can Google Red Tricycle or you can Google Yelp. A lot of these events were found on Yelp. So any final words? Joseph, how will we contact you or find you or the
sure.
website?
Just visit our website, punchtvstudios.com. If you want to be a stockholder in URBT, you can visit our website at urbtnetwork.com. At urbtnetwork.com, we have a video on the front page that kind of walks you through the process of becoming a stockholder, because a lot of us have not been introduced to what it takes or whatever you need to set up an account.
Right.
But it'll walk you through that whole process to set up your own investment account, and you're in control of your money. Your money is not in my control. You can sell your stock when you want, you can add more stock, you can buy whatever you want, and in that way like that.
Right.
And so you can also visit us at Punch TV Studios. We're going to be posting a lot of information coming out, and you'll see that coming up, especially right after we file. It's going to be so much stuff going on out there. It's going to be super duper duper uberly excited.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, there it is, and here he is, and here we go. Joseph Collins, he is the CEO of Punch TV and URBT, and he's doing a lot of things, making a lot of things happen. So stay on point, get ready to make some financial moves. It will empower us, and it will empower our community, the decisions that we make with Punch TV Studios Incorporated.
Yes.
You can be a part of it. I want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
It was wonderful.
Thank
I haven't
you.
been
Thank
here in
you.
a while, and I'm back.
Thank you.
I have Make-A-Wish Foundation coming in 2 short weeks, and I'm so excited that they're coming. And so we're going to say goodnight for now. Thank you, Joseph, again.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it. Really did.
Had a ball. Thank you. We'll see you next week in the community. Bye-bye.